Okie dokie. Looking at myself on the viewfinder, it's very bright. Maybe. Is that better, or is it still kind of... I still have to play around with some of the settings because I only just got this camera and I don't know what I'm doing. Not sure what I'm doing. But yeah, it's fun so far. And I'm noticing the things I never really noticed about my face while I talk. It's kind of funny. But yeah, this is just, you know, a way for me to kind of get used to... It's still filming, right? Yes, it is. Okay. Still adjusting myself to this camera. Okay, so hi everyone. So yeah, to kind of talk about why I want to do a YouTube channel or why I've decided to start one is mainly because, you know, because of COVID, I've been spending so much time at home and I've been, you know, not really sure about what it is that I'm wanting to do after this. And I've always been a creative ever since I was little, for as long as I can remember. And I truly love it. I truly can't see myself doing anything else. The older I get, the more I feel that way. And I feel like, you know, if I don't continue on my, you know, on my pursuit of being creative and doing things that I love, then I feel like, what is the point of all of my entire life? And I know that sounds super dramatic, but I do kind of feel, you know, a little bit like, oh, you know, life is so short, and if I'm not doing the things that I truly enjoy and that I truly, you know, want to do and want to pursue, what is the point of all of this? And so, you know, I've also dabbled, you know, quite a lot with things like, you know, photography in the past, especially in primary school and high school, and, you know, I've written articles, I've reviewed film, I've done so many different things, both personally and during internships and that sort of thing. So, and I loved it. I truly loved working on projects like that. I loved it, and I don't see myself doing anything else in the future. And a part of me feels like, you know, the future is going to be video, film, and I want to be a part of that. And that's why I've decided that I'm going to, while pursuing writing and other things, I also want to start this little journey of mine, and hopefully something big comes from it. And if not, that's okay too. You know, if something comes from it, that would be amazing, but if not, that's also fine. I just wanted to, you know, put myself out there, and it's a big thing for me. I've been feeling like I've wanted to do YouTube for quite some time, but I always kind of felt as though, like, it's kind of, no, is it embarrassing, or are people gonna make fun of me, or is it cringy, are people gonna have, like, you know, what are my friends gonna think? Like, it's so stupid. And a lot of the times that I felt that, I look back and I'm like, whoa, but why? You know, I wish I started sooner. I truly do. Like, I've been such a huge time watcher on YouTube, or such a long time watcher, I should say, for the longest time. You know, I watched PewDiePie back in the day. I was a big fan of Jenna Marbles and all of these big creators back when I was younger, and it just made me feel like they started out just in a room with a camera, and they started just doing the things that they loved and enjoyed, and they focused on that, and that was what brought them the, you know, kinds of success and the kinds of, you know, I shouldn't say fulfillment, but enjoyment, at least, from YouTube, or from being creative, from enjoying, you know, being creative. So yeah, I just kind of felt like maybe that would be exciting or good for me to get out there, put myself out there. And I think it's always been something that was going to happen eventually. I've always kind of been thinking about, you know, what are some of the ways or you know, what would be a good way to put myself out there and do things that I wouldn't necessarily, you know, do a lot. And I feel like YouTube is one of those things that would really make me, it would challenge me as not only a creative, like as not only as a creator and as someone who is, you know, very creative, but then also just pushing me or challenging me to, you know, step out of my comfort zone a little bit, because I'm not used to being on camera. I'm not super comfortable with filming myself, but that's something that I want to get better at, and I want to, you know, put myself out there. I think is huge, and yeah, I just think that is huge. And I'm gonna stop the video. I don't know, should I stop the video? I just needed to quickly cut because the camera was having some issues, and it's my first time using it, so I'm not really sure how to use it. But anyway, I'm back. But yeah, I just wanted to say that, you know, I feel like, especially with the younger generation too, a lot of people are not really reading anymore. And of course there are those who are reading, there are those who are enjoying, you know, books or articles or whatever it is. There are plenty of people out there reading and you know, consuming those types of content, like written content. But I kind of feel as though, you know, the future is film and the future is video, because we are the generation that is like the multitasking generation, where we're doing things and we're listening to a video or some kind of audio in the background. And I want to continue to create, and I want to continue to put, you know, creations or put my work out there. But I think, you know, it's also important as a creative to be able to kind of follow, not trends, but kind of follow like the climate of, especially when it comes to media, like media and, you know, the trends. I don't want to use the word trend, but like the kinds of trends surrounding media are so important to, you know, keep in mind when you're creating, because, you know, how are people consuming, and what's the best way to put your work out there in order for, you know, people to enjoy it and people to come across it. And I think that, you know, the internet is definitely the way to go. And, you know, I've always wanted to do this. So what I want to do on this channel, honestly, I'm still kind of thinking about that, and there are a few things that I really want to do that I know I will do. But one of the main things I want to do is I want to continue, like, during the pandemic and even well before the pandemic, I used to watch at least 2 movies a week. Okay, so I'm re-recording this because I, of course, deleted it accidentally while transferring it, as you do. So I promise I'm going to get better at all of this. But yeah, that's just a funny little mini disaster already on my first video. That's pretty funny. Yeah, where was I? So yeah, essentially what my plan for this channel is to review films, you know, and that's going to be Oscar nominated films, that's going to be indie films, that's going to be essentially anything that I come across that I find is really interesting, that people might enjoy watching. So that's going to be the main focus of this channel. And then on the side, one thing that I'd like to kind of have as like a bit of a running series or theme maybe, would be kind of sharing my thoughts or opinions on skincare. So for those of you who do know me, you know that I really love skincare and I'm really passionate about it, and I've had really difficult skin throughout my whole life, and recently I've really gotten into skincare and I've been able to find brands that really work for me, and not just work with my skin but also improve the overall look and health of my skin. And that's been, you know, God, it's taken like a really long time for me to find these kinds of products. So I know there are so many people out there that struggle with the things that I do. I often have rashes, you know, persistent rashes that I've been experiencing ever since I was little. And yeah, I found some incredible products, and as you can see in the background, or maybe you can't, oh yes you can. So these are the products that I'm using at the moment, and yes, there is a lot of them. I often go through, you know, different products and yeah, I'm still on the hunt for the products that work best for me. But yeah, I'm going through lots of different products all the time, and I would love to also have a bit of a series where I review empty products, so products that I've used completely and how I felt about them, whether they worked for me or not, and kind of having maybe like I'm not sure, like maybe a monthly or maybe even half a year empty review. I'm not sure, but that's just another thing that I would love to kind of go over or do on this channel. And then as for me, the things that I really love, I'm a huge fan of true crime. I love anything spooky. I love conspiracy theories. I love, yeah, anything spooky. And I'm also, as I mentioned, big fan of skincare and beauty and health. And I would like to, sort of incorporate these topics or these themes into my videos as well. So yes, that's basically all for my first introduction video. And if there's anything that I mentioned that you are interested in or you'd like to maybe know more about, I do plan to post once a week or once every 2 weeks. I am a full-time student, so it may be once every 2 weeks, I'm not sure, but I want to definitely, make the time as much as possible to, regularly upload and have things to share. And I am living in Japan, so yeah, that's another whole story that I can maybe get into another time. But yeah, so that's just a little bit about me, and hopefully that might have piqued your interest. Yes, so if there was anything that I mentioned that you're interested in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe, comment down below, like this video, and yeah, please feel free to follow the content that I am going to continue to post in the future. So yes, thank you so much. I think that's it. Yeah, that's just a really quick introduction to who I am, why I'm starting this channel, and yeah, that's about it. And yeah, thank you so much for watching.